I screwed you up on that one. You're going to hate me for that transition. Primetime football Sunday night. The Niners defeat the Chargers 22-16. Niners defense still looking as good as ever as they defeat the Chargers, snapping their 5-game win streak versus the 49ers. They win 22-16. Aaron, your overall takeaways from this one? Whoopsies.
That is not the right score. Where do you want me to start? 49ers or Chargers? Because I could go either way.
Let's start from the 49ers. They won this game. Give them their flowers.
Yeah, I've been giving the 49ers their flowers. I told you it's one of the 3 teams in the NFL that right now I think could win the Super Bowl for a number of reasons, mainly because that defense is really good. Secondly is because they got Christian McCaffrey and a game changer. And thirdly is because they are one of the most balanced, most versatile teams out there. Elijah Mitchell was backing out, carried Christian McCaffrey in this game. Don't get too crazy, people. It was done that way for a reason. I think you're going to see more of this. I think you're going to see more of this. You're going to see that tandem back. Christian McCaffrey will still get plenty of opportunities, and when they need him, they're going to go to him. But I thought that Shanahan did an excellent job of getting different guys involved. Debo got some run, and he didn't even play that well at receiver, but he got some run. Kittle had a couple. Brandon Ayuk had a good game. Jimmy Garoppolo has an interesting stat, since you like to give stats. Jimmy Garoppolo is like 10-1 in games where he throws for 0 touchdowns.
Yep.
This is the ultimate game manager. When he is in good positions, he can game manage the shit out of you. He will manage the game. He's like that accountant financier that'll do your taxes for you, instead of taking it to H&R Block. He's good at that. He can manage the game if you don't ask him to do too much. And the Niners didn't. The Niners were stuck with the plan. They ran the ball a lot, and they knew they were going to run the ball because it was the Chargers defense. And on the other end, their defense played really well against the Chargers offense. So the Niners, not much here. Probably moving up in my power rankings just because Dallas, I think, is going to drop down a little bit. Just Minnesota will move up a little bit. But Niners did what the Niners were supposed to do. They started slow, but got off to a win, held the Chargers scoreless in the second half, and they lost Drake Greenlaw. So big time win there for the Niners.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Drake Greenlaw hit real quick. That one came in right at the end of the first half. This year right here called for targeting, got ejected. Justin Herbert had to miss the remainder of the half, which really was just like 30 seconds. So I got to see a Chase Daniel sighting. Tough play. I get why they did it. I get why they ejected him. I mean, obviously there was no ill will. There was no ill intent on this play. Just a very unfortunate timing. Justin Herbert did come back though. And I mean, this is, I want to find out where you're at with the Chargers and at least this offense. I mean, this team is banged up. This team is lots of guys are hurt, but Aaron, is it more than just the injuries? Is there a reason to be like, I mean, they're 5-4. Like their record.
What do I always say?
Says,
I don't care about injuries. I don't care about those injuries. Green Bay has injuries. Well, they got to win. They wouldn't beat Dallas. Like, I don't care. I don't care that Keenan Allen's hurt. I don't care that Mike Williams is hurt. As far as I do care. Obviously, I want them to be on the field. But I don't care from the standpoint of this does not absolve Justin Herbert and this offense from not winning games. Or it doesn't absolve the defense for giving up 200 yards every week. I don't care. We can't pick a team to win a Super Bowl and laud them as the next coming after not even making the playoffs with the guy that they have under center. And then the first thing we do is start looking for excuses as to why they're not as good as we thought they were going to be. Can't do that. Everybody's dealing with injuries. Are we going to give – so next week when Patrick Mahomes plays bad, you think anybody's going to be like, well, Juju's out with a concussion. Well, they lost Tyreek Hill. No, they're going to blame Patrick Mahomes for having a bad game if he has a bad game. And Justin Herbert is not elevating these younger guys to where they need to be. Josh Palmer is a competent receiver. DeAndre Carter is a competent player. Number one, I think the play calling for the Chargers is terrible. They don't run the football. Isaiah Spiller, I'm sorry, he needs to go back in the draft. He is awful. He is absolutely awful. He is not going to make it in this league. He is not. He is slow. He has no burst. He is awful at running back. As a matter of fact, they went back to Sony Michel. I saw in this game because that's how awful that Isaiah Spiller is. I'm sorry, but he's not it. but they don't offer anything that scares you on the offensive side of the football. Yeah, you get Keenan Allen back. Okay, you get a possession receiver, so Justin Herbert can throw the ball to. I don't think that makes a difference. The Chargers are in trouble because they're doing what they did last year. They have talent everywhere, but it just doesn't seem to work. And maybe they get into the playoffs this year because Denver and the Raiders, this division that we thought was so good is not good. It's so crazy. All the hype, all offseason. AFC West. Oh, maybe 4 teams get in, double-digit wins for all. We all said it. We all said it. And yet I'm watching every one of these teams. Raiders are shit. Broncos are shit. Chargers are they're kind of meh. And they win some games, lose some games. This division's not good. It's Kansas City's all day. The Chargers are in trouble because I don't think they have what it takes to get to where they thought they were going to be at. Justin Herbert's nice. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's not elite. He's not up there with the guys we've been talking about him up there with. I don't care what records he's broken. He hasn't done enough to earn that title yet. And the Chargers are going to – I don't know what that schedule looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's tough down the stretch. They're going to struggle. They're going to have to fight to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, it won't be easy. I thought it was funny. You look at the drive chart for the Chargers and the drive chart for the Broncos, both in the second half. Punt, punt, punt. This one for the Chargers, punt, 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 down, turnover on downs, and an interception. It's very similar to what the Broncos had in the second half. 2 offenses that are struggling. This is the Chargers' schedule, though, Aaron, the rest of the season. They got the Chiefs next week on Sunday Night Football. That was flexed. It was actually flexed into Sunday Night Football. So that's there next week. And then at Arizona, at Arizona, at Las Vegas, they play at home against the Dolphins, Tennessee, Indianapolis, the Rams, Denver. I mean, the schedule is not terrible. Like,
I don't think there's a win. I don't think there's a win on that schedule except for the Rams. I'm not saying they lose every game, but I don't think that there's a game you're just like, oh, that's a win. On the road against Arizona, on the road against the Raiders. Miami's tough. Tennessee's tough. At Indy, that's maybe you say Indy and the Rams. And then you go at Denver, which is a division game. I'm never just going to say that's an easy win either. Like, it's not like they go play Houston, and they already did that earlier this year. I mean, even you can't even say, oh, they play the Jaguars. No, they already did that, got their ass whooped earlier this year. Like, there's
the winnable games that they had. Yeah,
it's the Chargers. The reason we can't say that's because it's the Chargers. The Chargers don't have winnable games. They don't have games where we look at it and we say, oh, that's a win. Oh, that's a win. Now, if Chiefs have that same exact schedule, it's a different conversation, right? It's like, oh, that's a win. That's a win. That's a win. Maybe that game's tight, but that's a win. You can't do that with the Chargers. They're not that good of a team. So they're going to have their work cut out for them. And don't be shocked if what I said at the beginning of the year comes true and the Chargers are not in the playoffs.
Yeah, it would not surprise me. But the 49ers defeat the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football 22-16. Both teams moved 5-4 after that game. It is